I've been keeping an ear to the ground when it comes to the Tucker Carlson situation. I've never watched his show. I've seen a few of his clips. I think that he's a decent to above average interviewer, and he has a hell of a lot of pull when it comes to name recognition. He will be better appreciated and much more able to discuss a whole host of topics wherever he lands. And apparently, according to today, the most recent announcement, which we will get to, which going into this video right now, I have no idea. All I seen was the video. We're back. We'll watch it here in a second. But as for his previous employer, well, things aren't going all that well. In fact, they're going horribly. I've seen a couple of things where Sean Hannity, probably the biggest show that's remaining for sheer name recognition and for longevity as well. Like, Sean Hannity's been there probably longer than anybody else. Like, I don't think anybody has longer tenure. Less than 100,000 viewers. There you go, Fox News. You killed your audience overnight because for whatever reason, you decided to get rid of your most profitable, your most controversial, your most interactive, your most engaged news host. For what exact? All we have is speculation at this point in time, but we'll get into some other stuff as well. So Fox News' ratings fall off a cliff after Tucker Carlson's departure. All of this stuff came out incredibly recently, which is all very interesting. It's all very interesting. So this came out 7 hours ago. 7 hours ago. I'm recording this literally. Is there anything? Well, other than the fact that, just the announcement came out today. There, I can just prove it. And it's like, we're live, pal. As close to live as we can get. Fox News' ratings for primetime slots among key demographics of cable television viewers have declined sharply since the departure of Tucker Carlson, with the latest figures showing rival MSNBC overtaking the conservative juggernaut, which is wild. Like, who actually watches MSNBC? Or are the ratings just in general completely so bad that, I don't know, maybe just people are watching cable news now as a comedy program? Cable news ratings shows, and that in the 2 weeks since. It's only been 2 weeks? Wow, could have swore it was longer than that. Fired figures for Carlson's former spot have dropped around 50%. Yo! Well, the network's audience among 25 to 54-year-olds, so just about the key demographic. Normally what they're looking for is the 18 to 45, I think that's what it is, but yeah, 25 to 54, that ain't that bad. Had shrunk by 67%, just gone like that in your key marketing demographic. I'm sure if you suss out the numbers, it even gets worse than that, but oofda. The previous successful news presenter left the network after they settled the defamation case, which again, apparently that has nothing to do with anything, and realistically they just, we agreed to part ways. The service thanked Carlson for his service to the network. He released a video afterwards which had a lot of coded language that was in there, but then had no specific dates that he would be returning, that what he would be doing going forward, if he was even going to return, other than just we'll see you soon. And, well, hey, that came out, just about 2 weeks at this point in time. I did a video where he fielded an offer, theoretically, apparently, from Patrick Bet-David, $100 million, equity and valuetainment, a spot on the board, all the bells, all the whistles, all the cash, all the prizes. I don't know if he took it or not. By the end of this video, obviously, and by the time that this gets published, we're going to know a thing or two about where Tucker's at, but as of right now, it's kind of interesting to go into this like this. But I've also been seeing a bunch of other stories pop up like this. So Axios, the news agency, or the straight news agency from Warner, HBO, all under the same umbrella that CNN is also. So I've seen this get retweeted a couple of different times. I didn't really know what to think about it. Okay, so Tucker Carlson ready to torch Fox News. Okay, so is he going to come out swinging? There's no NDA. You're telling me there is no NDA for somebody that they got rid of, or they didn't sign one retroactively? Like, it wasn't a part of the clause or anything. They would just had it on a handshake deal. I don't dunk on us too hard, and, we won't bring up pictures of you in a bow tie anymore. Like, okay. So Tucker Carlson is preparing to unleash allies to attack Fox News in an effort to bully the news network into letting him work for or start a right-wing rival. Sources close to him tell Axios. Brian Friedman, a high-powered Hollywood lawyer Carlson retained for the contract dispute, told Axios the idea that anyone is going to silence Tucker and prevent him from speaking to his audience is beyond preposterous. So this came out a couple of days ago. The Fox News ratings came out 7 hours ago. And then earlier today, we had another one of these bombshell Media Matters leaks. And oh boy, really got him good this time. Okay, we'll play some of this because it's if the caption's correct.
I did. I talked to her at great length. It was actually pretty funny. I said, you know, I said, she tried to get, I was like, she's got a lot of liberals working over there. And, you know, they see this as war. And we're the main.
Oh, God. Can we stop with the fucking brush? Jesus Christ. I know they're going through run-throughs at this point in time, but yo, man, is the lint remover also mic'd up?
Force on the other side. And, like, that's crazy. If you've got pronouns in your Twitter bio, you shouldn't work here. Because we can't trust you because you're on the other side. And she goes, well,
where's the lie? Where's the fucking lie?
Who? And I said, I'm not going to name names because I don't know who did it. And I'm definitely not going to cast aspersions on someone unfairly. Just because you're liberal doesn't mean you did this. It doesn't mean you shouldn't work here. And Roger would never put up with this shit. Why would you do that?
Roger Ailes, he's talking about the super bass guy with a very good eye for talent and legs and ass and tits.
Do you know what I mean? They see this as war. It's like, I'm not the...
I guess we know that his hair's real.
I'm an actual liberal. Like, I'm totally fine being like, our makeup artist is like a screaming lefty. No.
That's obviously a joke. She's probably like, this motherfucker over here.
But I'm not that way, as you know, but they are that way. And I said, I'm not ashamed of anything I said.
You now look like you recently had COVID.
I
you
did.
Look fresh face.
Must be bleeping up.
But do you know what I mean, Justin?
I have no idea.
If you've got like that horrible guy who was just horrible, who was Judge Janine's guy.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't. Yeah, that guy. It's like a.
So the staffers at Fox News weren't exactly on point with the messages that they're putting forward. Wow, I'm shocked by that.
Screaming left-wing lunatic. Why does he work here? What? He totally dicked over his anchor, and then we expect he's not going to...
Yo, pause.
...dick over the network? Like, I don't have specific information on it, but I would... It's just... Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Why you do that?
Exactly. It's like I'm always I'm telling my children, like, you know what...
Oh my God, he drinks sparkling water.
The truth is, you can feel it. Don't lie to yourself.
You were in here?
This is the first time I've gotten it from all these years, you know?
She's so great. Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight.
Oh my, just a monster behind the scenes. Okay, that's it. Okay, so the way that this is characterized, one of these Tucker Carlson Fox leaks, that, yo, this is what lefties do all day. This is what Media Matters does. If you've got pronouns in your Twitter bio, you shouldn't work here or anywhere, really. Like, you wouldn't even be qualified to be the drive-thru attendant at fucking McDonald's, but because we can't trust you because you're on the other side. Okay, anybody who listens to that who isn't a bad faith actor against Tucker would be like, yeah, no, I think the exact same thing, but what's the way that Media Matters puts it? Okay, so, Tucker Carlson on Fox News, you've got pronouns in your bios. Okay, so that's the way that he puts, oh my God, and then he just goes on this fucking Spurgfest. Unclear precisely what spurred the conversation. Bro, you took it out of context. You got the leaks. You know the context. It just makes him look even better by proxy. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Though it appears to be some sort of leak. Oh, shut up. Shut up, you one of them boys. In a separate video we obtained, members of his team complain about unaired footage from the Ye interview leaking to Vice News. Ooh, interesting. Oh, and later tonight, I'll be doing my stream. There so much news came out today. So, and in the past couple of weeks, I've had the stream taken down, a strike put on my channel, and thankfully, by the will of Allah, I've had the strikes overturned. And it was all because we were reacting from pieces from Vice. So, there's another high-profile individual who's been dunking on Vice, and I think it's about time that we react to that interview of some undercover journalism done by somebody who got done dirty by Vice. So yeah, we're going to take a look at the Andrew Tate dunking on his good friend Matt from Vice. I still haven't watched that, so we're going to watch that tonight here on the stream. So whenever that happens, I've got to get everything up here and running first. The videos come first, and then it's fun time with streams. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Please stop by. We just make jokes, and the chat is hilarious. Anyways, there's a fun Dominion tied to the Tucker video. Oh my god, you guys care more about Dominion than those Q-tards that you think are out there all the time. Yo, nobody cares about Dominion. That's a Fox thing. That has nothing to do with Tucker. And speaking of which, now we have this Tucker video that I seen drop about an hour ago, and 3 minutes long. Says we're back. He's standing in front of a very nice cabiny background and great lighting, great video quality. I legitimately have no idea what to expect other than, well, he's saying that we're back, so let's figure this out.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson.
Hi, Tucker.
You often hear people say the news is full of lies.
That's for true.
But most of the time, that's not exactly right.
Fair
Much
enough.
of what you see on television or read the New York Times
That's all lies in the New York Times. But go on.
is in fact true in the literal sense.
It's as Jordan Peterson would say, it's metaphorically true, but it's not factually true. It's like living your life. If you live around porcupines, you think that they throw their quills, but in reality they don't. Or if your father's out in the yard and he needs help with something, you just help him with his project, and then you metaphorically save him from the belly of the whale, and you can slay the dragon and all that crap.
It could pass one of the media's own fact checks. Lawyers would be willing to sign off on it. In fact, they may have.
Yes.
But that doesn't make it true. It's
Yes.
not true.
Okay.
At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie.
Oh, no.
A lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind.
Ooh, that sounds
Facts
bad.
have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective.
No.
You are being manipulated.
Oh, no.
How does that work? Let's
Let's see. Okay, well, he's going to tell us, but by saying that you've been lied to and manipulated, there's always that auspices that maybe you're the one who's lying and manipulating us. I like Tucker, by the way. This is all hyperbolic.
see.
If you can't tell.
If I tell you that a man has been unjustly arrested for armed robbery, that is not, strictly speaking, a lie. He may have been framed. At this point, there's been no trial, so no one can really say.
Allegedly.
But if I don't mention the fact that the same man has been arrested for the same crime 6 times before, am I really informing you?
Fair
No,
enough.
I'm not. I'm misleading you.
Yeah.
And that's what the news media are doing in every story that matters, every day of the week, every week of the year.
He doesn't have specific example, but you know exactly what's going on. Like, one of the most recent examples, peek the Jordan Neely, Chicago rear naked choke enthusiast. He had a rap sheet a mile long. He was in the midst of accosting people on the subway. More recently, his attacks have become more violent and more consistent. So, yeah, there was a reasonable degree of certainty he was going to lash out irrationally. Same with What's-His-Nuts. I just did the video on him, Mauricio Garcia, and I pointed it out in that video. I recall. The media is telling you, his social media posts, they were just littered with Nazi imagery. Hilarious. That video got monetized, but not the one of me describing the initial. It just wild. The swastikas all over the screen. Well, not all over the screen, right? Like, there was one picture of a brand new swastika and a brand new SS tattoo. Weird. Okay. Yeah, but they're saying, his social media posts were just littered with all of that imagery. It was a Russian knockoff social media account that was found by somebody who's 1 degree removed from the CIA. Interesting. And all of a sudden, now you're pushing the narrative of white supremacy on the eve of CNN getting a Trump town hall interview. Interesting. Really does have that air of 2018 all over again, just so they can ask him if there's very fine people on both sides.
What's it like to work in a system like that?
I don't know.
After
Yeah, I was just going to say that for more than 30 years. Like, there are very few people that are of Tucker Carlson's age, reputation, and experience level. He's been across the board, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, Independent, starting his own news outlet with the Daily Caller. Like, he's been everywhere, done everything except for breakout on his own.
For more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories.
Okay.
The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it.
Oh.
It's not a guess, it's guaranteed.
Speaking as somebody who has just experienced it, I would imagine.
Every person who works in English language media understands that. The rule of what you can't say defines everything. It's filthy, really, and it's utterly corrupting. You can't have a free society if people aren't allowed to say what they think is true. Speech is the fundamental prerequisite for democracy. That's why it's enshrined in the first of our constitutional amendments.
Backed up by the second.
Amazingly, as of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech. The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter, where we are now. Twitter has long served as the place where our national conversation incubates and develops. Twitter is not a partisan site. Everybody's allowed here, and we think that's a good thing.
Well, with a few exceptions. It's not perfect. It's thousands of times better than it was this time last year, but people are still getting yeeted for obscure reasons, but okay.
Yet, for the most part, the news that you see analyzed on Twitter comes from media organizations that are themselves thinly disguised propaganda outlets. You see it on cable news, you talk about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
The result may feel like it.
And then mainstream media sources all their information from Twitter, so it's kind of a self-perpetuating cycle.
Debate. But actually, the gatekeepers are still in charge.
Yes.
We think that's a bad system.
Okay.
We know exactly how it works,
All right.
and we're sick of it.
Yes.
Starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We'll be bringing some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here. Free speech is the main right that you have. Without it, you have no others. See you soon.
Okay. Oh, that's the end of it. Interesting. So it's going to be on Twitter. Well, kind of. That's interesting because Elon Musk also was making all of those statements as well. And yeah, Twitter was going to be monetizing content for creators using the blue gimmick. And it's an interesting move. Yeah, there's the built-in base. Twitter makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons when it comes to this move. So, and given the fact that, well, we can just go ahead and refresh this and see how many times, because obviously, yeah, 4 million views on the announcement video. Oh, 5.1 just in the time since I pulled it up to the time that we refreshed. 18 million views just on the screen itself. That's big. That's very, very big. I figured he was going to go independent. I thought that he'd obviously land at Rumble, but Twitter also, you know what? Hey, and then I also throw out the caveat, maybe there's some other people that are going to be out there trying to build something from the ground up, and didn't think about Twitter. But it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, and it's definitely a good kickstart because, let's be completely honest, you think the money's going to be drying up anytime soon? Yeah, I don't really think so. So yeah, no firm date at all. Just a link to tuckercarlson.com where I'm sure they'll probably, give you a place where you can keep in touch and consolidate links. But actually, here it is right here. Okay, we got the full screen. Okay. Yeah, newsletter, videos, shop. Okay, yeah. First person, you can sign up right there. Tucker on Twitter. Yeah, no, interesting. Tucker 10. Okay. Yeah, Twitter, Facebook. So, probably it'd be weird. Is it going to be exclusive? Is it going to be streaming on multiple networks? Because that would make the most sense. Yeah, where and when you can watch. Yeah, that tells me he's definitely going independent, and if he's casting a wide net, well, that would definitely be the best move forward. But this is breaking ass news right now. And yeah, it's the shot in the arm the news folks definitely need in the right time of the year, because we're about to head into that contentious primary season, which, in all honesty, is getting kicked off tomorrow with that Trump town hall. But I also got to cover that trial because that trial was supposed to be covered right now in this time slot, but Tucker's got to go ahead and drop this bombshell, so your boy's got to cover it. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.